Haza asks, is humanitarian parole hard to get approved? So humanitarian parole is special permission that's granted for someone to be able to enter the United States who doesn't have a visa for some sort of humanitarian reason. Is it hard or easy? There's no hard or easy on this. You have a case, you submit it. If they want to approve it, they approve it. Generally, it is, I mean, if I'm going to say hard, it is hard. They're pessimistic, they're skeptical, but I've seen cases be approved, even cases that weren't that strong. So, you know, if you have a humanitarian parole need, you can always file it. I had a client recently that asked if they could get it because they're married, they're waiting for their spouse's green card to happen, but they want their spouse to come, and they said, could we do humanitarian parole? I'm like, well, what's the need that we could show it? Like, I had a colleague who just got a humanitarian parole approved, and it was a U.S. citizen, daughter was overseas, and they were waiting for the daughter the green card, but she was very sick, and she had to go to the hospital, and they couldn't take care of her in their home country because of the, you know, they didn't have all the medical needs there. And they went and asked CBP to have some more protection for parole, and they let him in. I was really surprised, but they did. They brought the documentation of the health situation that the father could pay for and all this kind of stuff, and it was approved. So it's really a case-by-case basis. If you have a need for it, give it a shot. I mean, I always go with it with an eye toward it not being approved, being pessimistic. But you know, you could always give it a shot. For my client who asked for it, I wasn't optimistic. I said, if you want to pay for it, throw the money, yeah, go ahead. Most likely it's not going to be approved because there's so many people in my client's situation. But if you have something that's special, something you could document that's different from other cases that could really get their attention, then yeah, give it a shot. And you know, if you don't give it a shot too, who knows? You never know. You shoot, you may score. There's nothing to lose. You know, if you hire an attorney, there may be legal fees, but you can always give it a shot. Just do a good job, explain things. Don't say anything as misrepresentation. Don't lie or anything like that. And that's the main thing, and hopefully it works out. I mean, one problem that happens if you're doing humanitarian parole with the new public charge rules, if you come at it saying, you know, this person is, you know, very sick overseas, we need to bring him here, that's on the record. So later on, if you're going to get a visa and they ask about their health and they're sick, they might not give him the visa or the green card because they'll say there'll be a public charge. That's a new thing because public charge just came into place on February 24th. But you know, that could happen. Everything can and be used against you under this current administration, under President Trump. So you got to be very cautious of what you do tell them in these kind of situations. So it's a case-by-case basis. You really need to talk with the attorney private. I know you've been contacting me, asking me about humanitarian parole before, just in TikTok. But please, just if you have a case, talk with a lawyer in private to see what your case is and kind of strategize down the line how telling this information to the government would affect a future case. So it's a case-by-case basis. You really need to strategize and need to document things. Talking with a lawyer in private is the way to go on these kind of matters.